The mission is to protect watersheds, natural area reserves, outdoor recreation, and also provide sustainable forest products while working with communities and fostering education in our citizenry. The Division of Forestry and Wildlife manages over 1 million acres of state land, so we essentially manage a quarter of the state. We manage it in land designations of forest reserves, natural area reserves, wildlife and plant sanctuaries, the Na'alahele Trail System. We also have some timber management areas and game management areas. So there's multiple designations. We regulate a number of activities, including things like hiking. We provide camping permits. We also forest products, whether it's for personal use or also commercial. We also do commercial tours on some of our trails, and we regulate hunting in our areas as well, along with endangered species. We're divided up into several program areas, but for the most part, we're divided into forestry program, which includes some land acquisition programs. We work very closely with the federal government, U.S. Forest Service on that. We also have wildlife programs, which are both the hunting and what we call the non-game species, which are several endangered species that we manage as well. We have the Native Ecosystem Protection and Management Program, which deals a lot with watershed protection. We deal with fire. We're the main firefighting entity on state land. And then the Na'alahele Trail System as well, and outdoor recreation. Well, basically, as I mentioned, we manage a quarter of the state, and so we provide, most critical, of course, is the watersheds, that we provide fresh drinking water for the state of Hawaii. We also provide the backdrop for why Hawaii is such a special place to come to. And given the fact that we're the most isolated island chain on Earth, we actually have species here that are found nowhere else but here. And so we are home to species that are really significant globally and are only found here. Some of the worst violations I've seen are associated with illegal harvesting of things like koa, ohia, sandalwood, illegal dumping. We have we've worked with community members to help us clean up some of our beach areas. Other illegal activities include people going off trails, and it can be life-threatening when people don't heed the warnings of our signs, and that's some of the most serious things that we have to deal with, are people who don't follow the rules that we set out. We have both the Federal Endangered Species Act, of course, that we have to follow, but we have our own state Endangered Species Act as well, which actually covers plants a little more thoroughly than the federal law. Along with that, we also issue incidental take permits and develop habitat conservation plans with, for example, renewable energy projects such as wind projects. So we'll allow those entities to take or kill endangered species, and we provide the mitigation outlines for those. And so we work to help provide the opportunity for those kinds of projects to go forward while mitigating for their impacts on endangered species. Well, Na'alahele is our trails program, and it's a wonderful program that has some very clearly defined trails. Our website is great. Our website also provides a lot of information about hiking safely in Hawaii. As I've mentioned, we have a fair amount of dangerous places that people can get off into, and we really want people to enjoy themselves when they're here and enjoy our trails. And so the trails that are in the Na'alahele system are well maintained, and there's signage, and we invite people to visit our website.
Aloha, I'm Tyler He, the Legal Fellow for the Division of Conservation and Resources Enforcement. Today I'll be going over some of the most commonly cited violations of Division of Forestry and Wildlife rules. First off, we have violations of hunting license required. This is important because hunting is a regulated activity by the state, and a hunting license is essentially permission from the state through our department, acknowledging that the individual is educated and knows how to hunt safely. That's why we require that prior to a hunting license being issued, every person that wants to hunt has to complete our hunter education course. Also linked to this violation commonly is the prohibited hunting of game mammal. You need a hunting license in order to either hunt, kill, or possess any sort of game mammal in this state. So these two are commonly cited together. Another common violation we have is prohibited entry into a wildlife sanctuary. Wildlife sanctuaries are designated to preserve habitat for conservation and protection of indigenous wildlife, and illegal entry into these sites can cause serious harm to the ecosystem and the habitat of the wildlife in that area. Finally, we have prohibited activities in natural area reserve systems. Natural area reserve systems serve to preserve specific land and water areas as unmodified as possible for natural flora and fauna and geological sites in Hawaii. Illegal activities in these reserve areas or prohibited entry into closed areas can cause serious harm to these ecosystems as well, while we're trying to keep them in their, or as close to their natural states as possible.